Hi guys, Melissa here from Light Refurbish. In this week's video, we're gonna take a mid-century modern style dresser and giving it an apothecary twist. So you really don't wanna miss on this makeover. Keep watching. I don't know why, but every time I see a blondie dresser like this one, it makes me think of a big cardboard box. Immediately, I want to do something dramatic and change the style to it. And in order for me to change that style into an apothecary one, I need to create the illusion that this dresser has more drawers than it does. Since the two top long drawers have a groove, I'm using it as a guide to make the markings to create a groove on the rest of the drawers. To help me do that, I'm using nothing else but a square and a clamp. Once I had made all the markings, I grabbed the square once again and the clamp, except this time I used them to help me keep the handsaw in place. After I was done creating that illusion of every single drawer being the same size, I gave my piece a good wipe with Dawn dish soap and water. The front part of the base of the dresser was missing, so I decided to cut it so it would be one level, and later on I can attach some legs. Once I was done cutting the base, I started sanding the entire dresser to bare wood. Even though right now my intention is to re-stain the entire dresser, I never know how the wood is gonna sand. As you know, if you've been here long enough, you know that things kind of change last minute depending on how the wood or the piece behaves for me. Since the veneer that was attached to this bottom part of it was flaky, I decided just to remove it altogether. As I'm wiping all the dust off, I am noticing that there are some spots that are a little concerning on the wood. Since there aren't that many, I'm staying positive. To loosen the glue on this paper that was pretty stuck to the bottom of the drawer, I place a previously soaking hot water rag on top of it, and I'll come back to it in 10 minutes to remove it. Since I'm gonna be adding some new hardware to this dresser, I'm covering all the previous hardware holes and patching some areas that had a little bit of damage. Once all the repairs were smooth to the touch, I could finally give my piece one final wipe down before getting it ready for stain. To give this piece an antique look, I'm gonna stain it with this Spice Walnut Color Stain from General Finishes. As I'm applying the stain, I'm already noticing some problematic areas. Parts of it are absorbing the stain better than others. So what I'm gonna do is, after I wipe it down and I let this first coat of stain dry, I'm gonna be applying a second coat, and that should help with that patchiness. However, when it came to staining the drawers, I found that the stain was absorbing pretty decent. And that's just it. You just never know what the wood is gonna do. You have to think that these pieces have been around for a lot of years and they have been through a lot. Even though people criticize refinishers for painting pieces, sometimes painting is the only option. However, I hope that this piece and I can arrive to a middle ground and I don't have to paint the entire thing. I am gonna be using this black color called Anchor from Dixie Belle to help me darken the edges around the drawers. This is gonna give them more of that antique look, and in case the groups that I created didn't convince your eyes that this dresser is now an apothecary, this paint should seal the deal. I think under this light you can clearly see how even on the drawers the stain wasn't looking perfect. So I decided that I was gonna take these imperfections to my advantage, and I decided that I was just gonna do a dry brush technique through the entire dresser to make the unevenness look more even. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but I have no other way to explain it. Just like anything else, it's easy to make a mistake when you're adding a shadow to the edges like I'm doing here. If you overdo one of the corners like I do right here, it's always good to keep a wet rag on hand so that you can wipe off anything that needs to be corrected. Just a quick reminder that even though I don't show it in the video, I did apply this dry brush technique that you see me doing here throughout the entire dresser. I guess you can say that both the dresser and I compromised, and this was my way of not having to completely paint it. Now that our paint and stain are dry, we're gonna be drilling the holes for our hardware. But we're not gonna put the hardware just yet because, as you know, if you've been here long enough, I need to apply a few coats of my go-to top coat, and that is High Performance Flat from General Finishes. And today is all about the details. I'm gonna be attaching the hardware, and finally I'm gonna be mounting some cool legs to seal up my apothecary look. Let's take a look at this former mid-century modern dresser turned into an apothecary. What do you guys think? I love this style. The dry brushing technique really helped out to even the finish throughout the piece. I'm really happy with the results. guys enjoyed this makeover. I think it is a good reminder that sometimes in order to move forward, you need to make changes. So let me know what you think of this twist in the comments, and I will see you guys next week. Please remember to subscribe if you haven't, and turn on your notifications, so push the bell button so that you know next time I post a video. Don't forget that just like there's hope for these pieces of furniture, doesn't matter how tough things get, there's always hope for you. Until next time.